Hello, today we're going to discuss how to check and make sure that your slider, in this case a motorized slider, is operating properly. If you have some jitteriness to your movement, this is the series of things that you should go through and check. The first thing to do would be to take your motor off and to unthread from the pulleys your drive cable. What you want to do is make sure that these rails haven't moved and are causing any binding on the carriage. So just like if this was a manual non-motorized unit, you just take your hand and move it along and make sure that there's no problem, that you're not experiencing any points where it is binding or catching. If it is, then you probably need to adjust the rails, and we'll go into that in a separate video, which will be about rail adjustment. The first thing you want to do is check the part of your drive mechanism. On the non-motor end, you have a pulley that this cable rides on. And what you want to do is just go down and give that pulley a spin, and make sure that there's absolutely no binding, that nothing's going on down there that's stopping that from spinning freely. And we've checked our rails, so we know in this case this one's working fine, it's nice and smooth. Then we go and we look at our motor, make sure that there's no issues here. You also may want to plug it into your power, run it, and just make sure that it is running smoothly, and that you're having no issues, and that the pulley isn't coming off, or this screw may have loosened, whatever. Next thing I'm going to do is go into the proper tensioning. So first I'm going to do is take my cable, and I'm going to rethread it on this end. Got limited space here, so let me move this down, and kind of doing it underneath. This is a prototype unit. Yours probably looks a little nicer than this one. And so I've gone ahead and threaded that pulley. Now I'm going to go down here so you can see actually putting the motor on. So here I'm going to take my motor. I find it fairly easy to put the cable in while I'm holding the motor here, and then turn it upside down onto the rails. Make sure you have your Allen wrench, and go ahead and get that started. Just make it a little bit tight to start. Helps if you make sure your Allen screws or your nuts are in the right position. Okay, so here's our other one. So I'm going to slide that nut right into place there. Put my spacing washer there. And there we have it. I've put it on. Now, this would be too loose, but we don't want to over tighten it. So what we're going to do, let me see if I can, so we're going to kind of cinch it up here, double check, make sure you haven't crossed your cables, make sure it's still on your pulley, and then what you do is go in and basically put some finger pressure there, and then tighten it. And you just want to put a little pressure. You don't want to put too much, because that'll put too much stress on the pulley and it'll wear out the bearings faster. But you can go in here and check. This is, as you can see, this is not guitar string tight. This is taut. but it's not really tight. That should be adequate and should hold it just fine. If you have it a little bit too loose, let me loosen up like here so it's flopping and kind of not tight across, then you go in here and you sit there and tighten that. You also probably, which I can't really show, but go down here and look into that pulley and make sure that it is not hitting the rails and that it is centered properly. So there you go. That's the kind of tightness you should have. Not too tight. You do not want this guitar string tight. You just want it to be taut and not really tight. It will, if it's over tight, it'll actually affect the motor speed, and it will wear out these bearings because it's causing friction that's not necessary. So there you go. That's basically all you have to do to tighten that. Go to our next video where we'll actually be showing the rails, how to put them together, how to adjust them, and if you have any problems there, then that's how we'll address that. Thanks.